Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Café con Giorgio. Today I have the pleasure of having Fernanda Cabral. She's the team leader for the Joseph James teams at EXP. She's an award-winning realtor, mom, teacher, and just super awesome person. And I'm so glad that I've met her, that she's part of my life. And Fernanda, thanks for being here.
You're very welcome. A pleasure. Always a pleasure. Thank you.
So just to let everybody know, a little bit about yourself. So go ahead, introduce yourself to the world.
So my name is Fernanda Cabral. I'm a single mother of three. I'm a special ed teacher and a realtor. I first came to this country when I was 12 years old in 1982. I'm originally from Lisbon, Portugal. And
How
that's it.
was
And
that
I
move? Like, you came when you were 12 years old. How was that move coming from Portugal to the United States?
Well, so when dad announced we were going to America, it was like, yay, a dream come true. So we get on a plane and we get here. All of a sudden, we don't speak the language. As you know, Portugal is a small country. We walk through the woods to get to school. Mom and dad work late. We come home and play hopscotch outside, jump rope, and play marbles, and mom would just call us out through from the veranda to come home for dinner. So we had a pretty free life. And then once we got here, dad was like, this is a strange country. We don't speak the language. We don't know any neighbors. You're not allowed to go out. So
Right.
that was a very, very difficult situation to get used to.
We share a similar experience. We came to the United States in 1999. Same thing. My mom was just like, "Hey, um, we're going to the United States." To be honest with you, I did not want to come. I was 16 years old. I had a whole life there, my friends, girlfriends. I didn't want to come. I didn't want to come to America, and coming here was a big, big cultural shock. We didn't speak the language, we didn't speak Spanish, and we just did not have that. Uh, we were lost, right?
Mhm.
However, I'll tell you, I feel that coming to America, that transition, as hard as it was at the time, you know, it did mold me into the person that I am today. It allows me to be a little bit more culturally aware. You feel that way?
Yes, it's definitely a waker upper. Back then it felt like we were taken out of our comfort zone and placed in a whole nother country, and we needed to survive, for life. But definitely that experience in our lives just make us stronger people that strive to survive. Like survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
Throw you in a hole and then you got to figure out how to get out. And yes, so the experience of the different cultures, the different country, and all the opportunity makes us great people, that are capable of changing the world.
So you came to the United States. Where do you guys live?
We came straight into Newark, New
Newark,
Jersey,
New
off of
Jersey.
Berry Street, the
Nice.
Portuguese area. Yes.
Okay. And you still live in the area? You still familiar with the area?
Yeah, well, my parents live in the area. I go to the area very often. I love the area.
Yeah,
It's a great area.
it
And
is.
yes, I'm very familiar. Yes, I live very close. I just live a town away.
Nice, nice. Very big Portuguese and Brazilian community in Newark. Newark is pretty much we
Yes,
have
the
this.
whole thing. Like I go to church in Newark. You can't
Nice.
leave. Can't leave your foundation, right?
Right, right. So did you guys have family here? How did you guys end up coming?
My mom's sisters and brothers came in the 60s and
Okay.
70s.
Yep.
So back then you can call over your brothers and sisters and apply for them to come over. So it was literally we got out of the plane and our green card, take your picture, show your ear, let's do your fingerprint. Your green card is right here at the
Yeah,
door.
yeah, yeah.
So it was amazing.
Same for us. Same for us. It was the same way.
Good, good, yeah.
So when you ended up coming to the United States, I'm sure your parents did not speak English.
Mm-mm, no, did
Did you
not.
find that you had to help them and you were the go-to person being,
Oh, yeah. So at the time I was 12, and I found that, so my parents didn't speak English at all. We started school. It takes about a year to learn a little bit of English. And I was thrown with like mail and letters like, daughter, can you read this for me? Explain to mom and translate. And I would be like, Mom, I'm 12 years old. I don't even know what those words mean.
mean, right?
So it was definitely like a push to grow and to become knowledgeable, and that's probably what even strives me today to want to have more knowledge and learn more and dig into things of the unknown.
That is fascinating. I feel that it's very common in the immigrant community, when parents, when older people come to the United States, they find themselves that they don't understand the language, and their child always goes to be and at least there's one of them, right? The
The
one
go-to
child, it could be the
person.
oldest, the middle, the youngest, whatever, right? But the
Mhm.
one child
Yeah,
becomes hey, you're it,
the
right?
focus. Yeah,
Right. And
look at
uh,
my
and then it,
nail,
it
figure it
forces
out.
them to mature very quickly, and just like grow up and become adults, you know,
Yes,
because
yes,
at the end of the day, they're bearing all the responsibilities, because if something goes bad or wrong, that child has that, right?
right.
And you're telling me that happened to you in the 80s. We came in 1999, and I saw that happening. Not only with us, all my uncles and aunts, everybody wanted me to translate things for them. Sundays was the day where I would go to my aunt's house, and they'll just have piles and piles of mail, and I had to sit down.
Wow.
You know, Today I still see it, and back in
Yes.
the 2000s, I remember I used to tell my uncle, I'm like, Tio, this letter is in English here, and it's in Spanish here. And they're like, it's okay, translate anyway. And we're like, what the heck, right?
Yes,
And
yes, you're right. Still today,
still
even
today,
us, even with our own families or our neighbors or,
yeah.
with our clients, they're like, oh, what does this mean? I'm so overwhelmed. So we find ourselves doing it, continuing to do it for life.
Do you feel that experience and the fact that you were, in a way, the teacher, for your
Mhm.
family, do you feel that pushed you to then want to become a teacher?
Yes, actually, during the 90s, I have a younger brother. When he was in school, he was diagnosed with a learning disability. And
Okay.
of course, I was the translator for the meetings and the aggravation and the my mom's, frustration, and and I was always there. And all of a sudden, I found myself frustrated as well without answers.
Right.
So I decided, you know what? I want to become a special ed teacher because I want to help my mom. I want to comfort her and have some knowledge of it. And yes, that's what pushed me to become a special ed teacher because my brother had a learning disability.
And we've done business together. We've also sat with many clients of yours that you wanted me to help. And I feel that you also bring that into your real estate. You're more of a teacher, and education, I feel, is your number one priority when you're talking to the client. You don't just want to do a transaction, right?
Right. So, yeah. So, because I'm an immigrant and I think, well, I know what the client feels, they're completely lost. They don't know if you're taking advantage of them. They don't, So, I like to be straightforward with my client. I like to educate them. One, so they trust me. Two, for their own education, so they earn some knowledge, and give me, some credit, but yeah, but it's part of like loving an immigrant and being on their side and protecting their rights and making sure they're getting the best service.
Do you feel that sometimes that client, the immigrant client, feels that education, that you're giving, you're educating them too much, and they just want to get a transaction done, or they appreciate?
Actually, no. I find that with my clients, like I'll go to their home or they'll come to my office. I will sit with them and they will literally ask me all of their questions. and it's good because it shows me they're interested. And then at the end of the conversation, they're like, "Oh, now I understand how it works. All right, let's do the deal." So that's good. I want to. My job is to help my clients achieve their goals. And to
So
be happy.
we know you're an immigrant, teacher, awesome person. What got you into real estate? What made you decide, hey, I want to be a realtor?
Financial needs. So when I became a single mom with three kids, financially, I don't think I could have done it on my own. So through prayer, I asked the Lord to give me a way out, and selling homes was what came into my ear, and that's what I then seeked and became a realtor.
You've been doing real estate now for 3 years
Yeah.
successfully. What is the plan for the future? What is Fernanda's plan?
My plan is to become a broker, have my own team, become a millionaire one day, and most important, to help other people in society, in the world, to help other students, other teenagers that are seeking careers, low income families that want to have a good career that's good for their future. So it's really to lead a team and make people better careers in society,
That's awesome. That's awesome.
build
So
knowledge.
you already, I mean, again, we know each other. You're already taking steps into doing that, right? You're already helping people today with that.
Yes. So from every sale, I'm going to move room because the PSC&G is outside. From every sale, what I do is I turn money back into to society. What I do is I go to women's shelters, and I pay for women to get their real estate license. Sorry,
It's okay.
to get their real estate license. And then I bring them to my team, to my office, and I teach them how to do the job. Something else I also do is I recruit high school students that are probably special ed students,
Okay.
and who don't want to go to college, or they don't feel like college is for them. So I pay for their realtor school and bring them
That's
under my
amazing.
team. Yes. So
That's so
another
good.
goal in helping
Yeah,
society improve society.
that's awesome. That's awesome. So if you could leave um, our people, with one thought, one thing that could have helped you when you were going through hard times, and um, when you were not sure of yourself or you were making the right decision, what would that be?
Um, set goals, brainstorm your ideas. We're such intelligent beings that we don't have a limit to what we can do in faith, um, and just push forward. Don't give up. If one door closes, go to another door and try. You can't succeed if you don't try. So and I've had lots of losses in my life, but those losses just made me stronger and taught me so much, that gave me the power and the energy to want to try something different and go forward. So failure is okay. It's, you fail, you fall down, you get up, and you try something else. If it works, fine. If it doesn't, then you try again. And that's part of life, because life life is not pretty every day, and
It's
we're
true.
always confronted with struggles and mountains that we need to climb. um, and if you trust yourself, don't give up on yourself, and you have faith, you can do anything.
Do you feel that mentality of failure, occurs and don't give up? It's mostly because you're an immigrant that came to the United States, that you know and had nothing and pretty much built a life from there? Or
Yeah, definitely. I think this mentality was probably learned from my parents, knowing that we came to a country, we didn't speak English, so we were lost in the world, didn't know how to, get around.
right?
My parents didn't give up. So my father like opened up his own business, was a mechanic. My mom went to a sewing factory. She was a machine operator in her own country. They worked hard, long hours. They strived. He bought a house a year and a half later,
It's
and he
awesome.
never gave up, and he's still alive today. And, he didn't like learn the English language because, they get too used to in their comfort zone. But yes, it definitely is a lesson that our parents leave for us to never give up. You have to
That's
break
true.
through. Hmm.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So, yesterday we were talking a little bit. Our video got cut off. So, today we're doing this part two, and we're gonna put it together, right? Part of the thought that we were, discussing yesterday was the fact that um uh you're trying to build your team, and as the team grows, sometimes it's harder for people to follow through, right? Do you feel that as a leader, as a team leader, right, you want people in your team that are like you, or people that will go and compensate for what you uh, are lacking?
So really, I think in a team, we need to have different types of people. Um, I am a helper and I am a teacher, so I don't have a problem in, teaching people that I think I'm the type of person that I like to lift up people that maybe can't find the strength in themselves. So I'm a lifter upper because I'm very positive, but I definitely as well welcome someone stronger than I am
Yep.
because I love learning and and we learn
So you're a
something
good
every
mix of both.
day.
Many
Yeah,
teachers cannot be learners, and many learners cannot teach. You're like a good mix of both.
right. Yeah. So like I've read some books and the word over and over again is become the student no matter where you are in life, no matter if you're successful or not, always be the student because there's always something you
Something
can
to learn.
learn.
Absolutely,
Mhm.
absolutely. Funny you say that. A few years ago, I had a partner. He had been very, very successful, made millions of dollars, and he lost it all, right? And as he's trying to rebuild, I used to tell him like, "Hey, check this out. Let's do this." And he will always come back, saying, This is the way we're gonna do it because this is the way I did it the first time." You know. And my argument with him was, the first time you built, you weren't able to maintain, right? So maybe we need to do things differently today so that that doesn't occur again, right? Of course, we're
Right.
no longer partners, but yeah, I live with the same mentality. Every day there's something new to learn, and as I'm doing these interviews and I'm talking to more people, I'm learning every day. You know, I'm learning every
Oh,
day.
definitely. Life is learning. If you don't learn, you stay focused in your own little square and then you don't grow.
I love it. We're gonna cut that, and we're gonna put that. That's gonna be your tag for your team. Life is learning. You're right.
Yes, yes,
Absolutely.
yes. All right.
Well, Fernanda, thank you very much for giving us the time. I know you're very busy. I know you're out there making phone calls and trying to keep all your clients calm through all this craziness. Stay safe out there. I know that your students, you're probably missing your students for not being able to be there for them. I know you're working, so I'm not gonna take much
Yes.
more of your time. But thanks again. Um, you know, keep up, doing what you're doing, and keep, giving positivity to the world, because today we need it, and you're awesome, and thank you for that.
Thank you so much, Giorgio. It was a pleasure. I'm so happy to have the opportunity to be part of an interview with you. Our community, I believe, needs more people like us, people that want to invest into their own people and give them an opportunity above of what they've been used to in their life.
That's true. I absolutely believe it. Once again, thank you so much. Okay.
Yes, thank you. Have a good
Uh,
day. Take care.
Ciao,
Bye bye.
ciao.